The fox squirrel is a species of North American tree squirrel that is native to the eastern United States and Canada. The fox squirrel was introduced to the UC Berkeley campus in the 1930s and has since then become called the Berkeley squirrel by students as a term of endearment. Here, a fox squirrel eats a peanut thrown to it by a passing student. Foraging is an incredibly important behavior in fox squirrels. The fox squirrel does not hibernate and thus must eat year-long. However, the trees that produce the nuts that the squirrel eats as food do not produce these nuts continuously, and thus many of the nuts the squirrel finds or receives from students that pass by, it stores in hidden caches for the winter. Here I have come across one such food cache that appears to still be in progress. Inside, a solitary pine nut can be seen. However, the squirrel is likely to come back with more food and bury his treasure, so it might be best if we didn't disturb anything. This squirrel can be seen burying a nut to hide it as a very important investment to the future. Reaching down into the dirt and digging a little bit, here I come across the pine nut that it was just hiding. Squirrels use a myriad of self-maintenance techniques like many other mammals. This squirrel here is grooming his underbelly and the side of his face with his hind legs. He might even be a little bit tired as he lays down for a while and later will be seen yawning. Squirrels jump from tree to tree in order to get around quickly in the forest, their natural habitat. Squirrels use their powerful hind legs in order to jump long distances and then latch onto the tree with their claws. Here I have slowed down the video in order to highlight this squirrel's acrobatic leaps. One of the most vital abilities that many animals possess in respects to foraging is the ability to determine the quality of a food source. This squirrel is doing just that when he gnaws on the pine nut that I have given him, and then decides that he will hide it and save it for later. In my observation of these squirrels, I discovered a very intriguing pattern. When given peanuts by humans, they would usually eat these immediately, never store them or hide them for later. However, after digging up some of the nuts that I saw squirrels hiding, giving them to different squirrels, I noticed a trend. Many of the squirrels would gnaw on these nuts and then decide that they would save them for later. A rudimentary hypothesis I have come up with is that pine nuts will hold their nutritional value longer than peanuts. Squirrels can tell this and therefore, when presented peanuts, will eat them immediately to reap the benefits and energy it will give them. However, with pine nuts, will generally hide them in order to save them for later when they need that energy more.